saying? Come on now. Drake and P&D album, #1 album in the US right now, #1 album out right now just in general. And we're gonna do a recap. We're gonna do a recap. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot of good content on here. It's a lot of amazing songs, production, bruh. This album like that. So we're gonna talk about that. So episode 427 of the Phase On View podcast, man. Make sure you tapped in. Make sure you live in the chat. Make sure you subscribe as well. Let's go. Hey, right off the bat, guys. Right off the bat, Drake and P&D just dropped their album on Valentine's Day. Hey, amazing album. Amazing album. One thing about Drake and P&D, they have a certain sound, and their collaboration. If you look at all the hits that they have from way back when, since way back, you got Wednesday Interlude, you got Preach. So like Drake and P&D, they do this, and you got Come and See Me. Like if you really get into their classics, their collaborations has always been good, but we never got a full project from them. It's like this is long overdue as a full project. And then one thing that we want from Drake is this: continue to drop the music. Like honestly, Drake fans, we won. We won in this instance as far as the music, because we want the music from Drake. Anybody that's a casual fan or a hater that don't listen to Drake, you can stay over there. Stay over there and listen to whatever you listen to. But one thing this showed me, as well as many times ever throughout his 15-year career, like Drake is one of the greatest artists of all time. I mean, that's evident. And we don't really get to see a run like this. If you really think about the artist has been in the last 15 to 20 years, he's within that top 3 of artists. This album is amazing, and I feel like we take it for granted because you have the beef going on here. You got a lot of people that hate on Drake for certain reasons, but when it comes down to it, regardless, the music is undeniable. I don't care what you say about him personally, but the music is undeniable, and that's what we came here for. 21 songs, P&D. My takeaways from the album is that it's a perfect blend of vibes. It's a perfect blend of R&B. You get rap from Drake. You get kind of the pop. You got pop songs in there too, like Nokia, bruh. Nokia's out of here. That's a big hit song. Nokia's out of here. Die Trying is out of here. And Gimme Hug. You already know that's out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the perfect melody Drake song, but rap song. We wanted them Talk Is Talk on here too. That's one of them rap songs. Then you got Nokia, that's kind of out of Drake's and P&D's lane, but they ventured off into that sound, which is kind of like a song that's a party song, but like the type of song it was, the cadence of it, the beat switch, the production was immaculate on this album. Like these are some of my takeaways. PartyNextDoor, as far as a collaborator with Drake, always blends perfectly. Like a lot of people said that Party didn't get enough, didn't have enough songs or vocals on the album. I feel like it perfectly blended. It reminded me of the Drake and 21 album, where a lot of people said Drake favorite as far as we hear him more on the album, but it worked perfectly well for the album. It really did. Like, and then you had separate songs from Party, like Deeper. Deeper is a top 5 Party song already, and I'm gonna stamp that. Deeper is the song we've been waiting for Party to drop. That was the song. And then Drake, what he did on this album, like it shows you from the first song, CNN Tower. I was like, oh yeah, this a vibe. This a vibe. This is Drake saying, oh yeah, I'm back. Y'all said y'all want the old Drake. Now I'm about to drop this on you, where I'm really talking about melodies, the R&B, the beat switches. That's one thing I like about Drake's music as far as the production. The beat switch and his ability to go to another flow, cadence, and bag to another bag. So like CN Tower, I knew that was going to be one of those ones as soon as I heard it. Mothballs is another one. Like for me, from 1 to, like, honestly, it's no skips for me. But like the runs of the album for me starts at Something About You from 3 all the way until 14. For real. Because my favorite songs out of that, like all of them, like Brian Still Gets Overlooked. That's one of them ones. Small Town Fame. The beat switch on that, the production on that is crazy. Like Drake flow. Like we kind of got a lot of old Drake as far as like the melody and the raps is like perfectly blending. It's a versatile album for real. And then you go into within that 1 to 14 or 3 to 14, you go from Raining in Houston. One of them ones, bro. One of them ones. Another thing I like about Drake's albums as far as like the vocalists on it, like when he has Georgia Smith or when he has Janae Aiko, when he has Yeba, like when he has those certain artists on there that like showcase what they really can do vocally. And even though that they're good off in their careers, but like when they get on a song on a Drake album, it feels different. Like Pima's Dilemma, if I'm saying her name right, like that joint is one of them ones. That's one of them songs too. Then you get to Lasers, like even the Meet Your Padre, like as far as the Spanish sound, it worked. It worked. This is a very good album, bro. And I feel like if you're a Drake fan, of course. You were looking forward to this, but it didn't disappoint. Simple as that. It didn't disappoint. The title of it matched everything as far as the vibes, being Valentine's Day, the type of songs it was. Then you go, like I just said, we can go down the list. But I'm just giving my takeaways. But we can go down the list of the track list, because even later in the album, when you get to the Die Trying to Somebody Loves Me. That Somebody Love Me is one of them ones. Celibacy. Then the outro Greedy is one of my, like, it's one of them outros that's like going to look back on as like one of the great outros of Drake's catalog. This outro is amazing. But like me first listening, like that's how I know an album is good. And I feel like we put classic out there just like how we put the word GOAT out there. But both of these apply to this type of album and to Drake. I'm just like, that's just being honest. That's being honest. As far as consistency and as far as like music, he's been at the top of his game for 15 years straight for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, especially like Drake fans, you can't get them to turn away from his music, because his music impacted a lot of people, whether you liked them or hated him. It was a moment in time, like time stamp moments when his music dropped. So like for him to still be doing this, it speaks volumes. Then with PartyNextDoor getting another continuously opportunity to showcase his talent, which we love PartyNextDoor. PartyNextDoor is one of them ones. But he went away for a minute, started dropping again, and we started getting the good music back. But like it's good to see them both in their element. It's like a nostalgic, it feels like a nostalgic type album where they tried new things as well too. It worked. Cause like I said, you had different genres. You had R&B, rap, pop, like some soul in there, and then you kind of have like to where like certain songs where it just, I wouldn't say be deemed as the most popular, but a sound that you ventured off and tried and it worked. Like Nokia is a track that you may not hear from Drake, or Die Trying may not be a track that you may hear from a Drake or PartyNextDoor, but it worked. Like it worked. That Die Trying, it reminds me of a universal song that you can play in the elevator, that you can play everywhere. That's universal. Like dope, and with Yeba being on it as well too. So it's like this album was dope, bro. Like this album was dope. Like from song 1 to 21. And that's not me being biased. I'm a Drake fan, so of course I was looking forward to this album, but it didn't disappoint. I feel like in Drake's catalog for the last few years, this is his best album since Her Loss. Like, and he does collaboration albums very good. Like very good. Like, so this is my favorite project since Her Loss, and he ain't disappoint. I feel like let's give it some time, because a lot of people are already starting to debate, is this his best collaboration album? Because you have Her Loss with 21 Savage, then you have with Future, What a Time to Be Alive. But I do feel like this is going to be ranked high with one of those. This is going to age like fine wine. This music here, I'm telling you, it spoke to like a So Far Gone, Take Care Drake. And it's like, I like this album because you're coming off of all this stuff going on, the whole situation, the Super Bowl, the beef with Kendrick for months and months and months. What's going to shut people up and what's going to remind people is when you drop that music. And you seeing how a lot of people start to switch up. Like, nah, we like Drake with the melodies. Nah, stay over there if that's the side you chose. Go listen to Squabble Up. You feel me? And it's not to say that people can't love both artists. And that's what I hate about the situation too. You can like or love both artists, Both are great artists, regardless of anything we saying. Regardless if you choose Drake over Kendrick, regardless if you choose Kendrick over Drake, it doesn't matter. They're both great artists. But what Drake does show you is that regardless of anything, he's not a one-trick pony. For real, he's not an artist that just stays in the box of rap or R&B or stays in the box of his genre. That's what makes him great as an artist, to be honest. And this album kind of showed it again. It's the versatility of his music, and it works. It works. CN Tower. Let's go off the track list. The first song, CN Tower. That gave me the nostalgic vibes. I knew this was going to be a good album off of that. Mothballs is another good song that's like can be slept on. The thing about Drake's catalog, like his B-side songs, people like his B-side songs more than his A-side songs in a lot of instances. Because it speaks to like the true Drake fans and like the aura of that song. His hit songs are his hit songs. But the B-sides, I'm telling you, people gonna come back to that. Something About You was one of the ones too. Crying in Chanel is one of the songs that they promote that like when I heard this song, I was like, oh yeah, they perfectly blended that, because the song that we heard, Crying in Chanel, on the promo, it was kind of it was towards the end of the song. So I thought that was going to be like the whole song, that type of vibe and sound, but it was totally different. That joint was fire. Spider-Man, Superman, that's one of them ones. That's one of them ones. That joint playing right down. That's one of them ones. I ain't gonna hold you. Deeper, I'm telling you, this Party Next Door song I played like 5 times over, bro. This is one of the Party's best songs, and that's crazy to say because Party has a hell of a catalog. And I'm being recency biased, but this Deeper song is top 5 Party, bro. Party Next Door, like this is what, like his fans, his core fans, this the music that we want from him. That Deeper, that song, Small Town Fame was actually a very good song. But like I said, I like the beat switch. I like the production of this song and how the cadence and flow, when Drake changes his cadence and flow to a different beat, you already know the song about to go crazy. Pima's the Dilemma, that was another song that was promo. Fire, bro. Fire. Like fire. 9, Brian Steele, that's the song people have overlooked, I'll say, in this. Brian Steele is a fire song. If you don't know who Brian Steele is, he's a Young Thug's lawyer who got him off of life for real in jail. But Brian Steele is one of the most popular I would say hip hop lawyers or lawyers of artists. So Brian Steele, that was actually a good song. Gimme Hug, that's the one. That's the one, y'all. That's the hit. That's the one that shows you and showcases when I drop this album that's a solo album and you guys want rap from me, this is what you was going to expect. And this is vintage Drake right here. Like this song is vintage Drake. I'm like, okay, now I see, y'all see what's up. Then the beat change from one, that's what I love about, like I said, his albums is the beat changes and then the whole vibe to the song can change. It's like you listening to multiple songs in one song. So you have a first half of the song, you have a middle half of the song, and then you have the end of the song. It's like all different type of vibes. That's the vibe he gave in that, because it was like 3 beat switches in this. Production, like I said, was immaculate. Raining in Houston, bro. That Raining in Houston, bro. For y'all OG fans, this Raining in Houston was one of them ones, bro. One of them ones. Like that really reminded me of like So Far Gone, Bria Interludes type of vibe. But that Raining in Houston, bro. I'm telling you the replay value on this album is going to be crazy. And I think that's what separates Drake's music from a lot, is that his replay value on his albums and projects. Cause now the attention span, bro, is short. Like to get somebody to even listen to 21 songs is crazy. Like nowadays. But when you one of them ones, bro, those 21 songs that you listen to are gonna feel like you never listened to them when you just have it in your ears. And then if the music is flowing and it's good music, it doesn't even seem like you listen to 21 songs. It seems like it's probably not enough songs. Hey, it speaks to it, man. And of course I ain't even talk about it, but in the Gimme Hug, he referenced Melissa Ford, he referenced Joe Budden, throwing shots, and that's was the shock value of the song. But that I don't want that to overlook. That was a good song. Lasers is one of them songs too. Meet Your Padre. Look at I'm saying, like the versatility. That song actually is a tough song, bro. It worked. It worked. Nokia, it's out of there. Super hit. Like we gonna hear this song, and then of course I ain't saying it's a TikTok song, but that song is gonna be all over TikTok if it's not already. Die Trying is another song where it's like pop song, but it showed versatility. It showed me like, okay, this might be even that's not the audience that they are looking for, probably on the Sexy Songs album. This is gonna show that, okay, we can do this and we getting that bag over here too. That joint is gonna be crazy. But that Nokia, who's calling my phone? Who's calling my phone? Then to the beat switch, bruh. Hey, fool. Somebody Loves Me, like I said, that's the SpongeBob meme when he had the earphones on floating in the air. Celibacy is another song that's just fire. Fire. And then like to end the album, like when you go from 18, 19 to 20 to On My Way, Glorious, When He's Gone. Like Glorious is another song that I'm telling you that's gonna get overlooked, and that's one of them songs right there. Greedy is one of my top 5 songs on this album, bro. Let me talk about my standouts. My standouts as far as this album, my standout songs are Spider-Man, Superman, Deeper, Small Town Fame, Gimme Hug, Raining in Houston, Lasers, Nokia out of there. Die Trying, out of there. Somebody Loves Me, out of there. Celibacy and that Greedy, bruh. Fool. As an outro, I'm telling you, one of the best outros in this catalog, and that's crazy to say. That Greedy is fire, bruh. Fire. Like, those are my standouts. And like I said, from get-go, this is 21 songs where it didn't feel like 21 songs. That's how you can tell an album. Like you can tell an album is going to be reviewed well or is going to age like a classic when the replay value, when you not just go back to a song, when you're listening to the album song by song, you know it's like, okay, this is one of them albums. I'm actually tuned in. And then when you have the replay value, you have a track be like, you go back 2, 3, 4 times, it's like, okay, this person in a different bag. This is what this album gives me, bro. And for real, bro, I understand that everybody, this may not be everybody's bag for whoever it is, you know what I'm saying, that they may not listen to this music. If you listen to this music and say that this music is not good or this album is not good, you're a hater. You're a hater. You cannot like a certain type of music and still judge the music for what it is. And if it's a good sound, then you know what I'm saying, it's a good sound. Like for me, for instance, it's like certain artists I may not never really listen to, but if they have a good song or if they have a good sound, I'm going to rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Like in this instance, and as far as Drake, bro, like as far as the haters, I feel like it's so fake because you are making these think pieces, you doing all this and doing all that, but also you're saying you hate him, but you giving him the most promo in the world. I never would understand that. If you don't like a person, if you hate a person, or if you feel a way about their music, I wouldn't be clicking on every single thing, every tabloid, everything that says anything about them, and then just going straight to the comments. You're a fan at that point. That's what I feel like. You're a fan at that point if every single post that's talking about somebody that you hate, you don't like, and you're trying to defend another person for, then that makes you a fan for real. Because you the first one on the post talking crazy, so you must have listened to the album. And if you didn't, and a lot of days now, people can't formulate their own opinion, so they waiting for somebody to comment and say something just so they can repeat exactly what's being said. They probably didn't even judge or listen to the music. So like, in no world is somebody gonna make me stop listening to Drake and say his music is not great. One of the greatest artists of all time. A lot of people can debate he is. Like, a lot of people can debate that, for sure. And just like people's fan bases, people going to ride for their fan base, and I get that. But, like, y'all showing too much fake hate, bro. You say this album is not good, I don't think you're actually listening. You're not actually listening, bro. This Jones, hey, fool. Pima's Dilemma is one of them ones, bro. It reminds me of, like I said, like the Timbs. It reminds me when that moment comes as a vocalist and you hear hear that music, bro. Different. It's a different vibe. That's what I like about, like I said, I like about the album. It's not just centered on R&B, but it also is versatile enough to like it kind of resonated across genres for all listeners. That's one thing Drake does good, is like get back in your bag. That's why one thing I said, get back in your bag to music. Hey, the rap is gonna always be there. He can rap any day. But now this is one of them songs. I mean, this is one of them albums where we want old Drake, where it's a good blend of music, where it's melodies and it's raps too. Hey, this for me, this flawless victory. This flawless victory. It's a 10 for 10 album, bro. It's a 10 for 10 album, bro. First listen, 21 songs, and I played this album like probably about like, I would say 20 times or over already. It's one of them ones, bro. It's one of them ones. And a lot of the conversation about prior to it dropping was, did Drake bypass UMG with direct-to-consumer digital album? As we know, all the things that are going on with UMG and Drake and the lawsuit and what's going on within the court process within that, as far as the song, et cetera, a lot of people were speculating, is Drake trying to maneuver around, dropping under UMG. To my knowledge, I think he still has contract obligations over there. But what was one thing that was smart about the move is that OVO Sound and Republic, Party has its own thing going on, but let's funnel the music through OVO Sound. Let's funnel it through over there. Let's do business over there with OVO Sound and with Party, because I know Party is signed to OVO, and I think it's Sony or Republican. So doing it over there, put it direct to consumer, and then also gave a lot of people a chance to support their artists. I don't know the last time I bought an album. That was probably like Carter 3, bro. Like, we used to really buy albums. So like in that digital album, I think it was smart marketing. No matter if he was dropping on UMG or not, I think it was still a smart marketing ploy to get, okay, we're gonna get our money over here before we even funnel it through the streaming services, or like through the Apple Musics and the Spotify's and etc. Because a lot of people was just like, oh, well, is he? A lot of people just like, is Drake still under contract or still dropping through UMG? And I don't really know. From my knowledge, I still think it's UMG, because it came out on Apple. It came out on all the platforms as well too, also with the direct to consumer. So, it's tough to say, but I do feel like regardless of anything, it was a smart move. I don't know if it was bypassing him dropping on UMG, and if it really would be a smart move if this is his last album on the label and he's going through the label troubles as well. But you got to also think about it as if I'm the label and Drake dropped, I'm still going to back and support that. He's still one of the biggest artists. But also it just shows you that we pick and choose, but depending on who the artist is and what's going on. Because Apple Music, not too long ago, we're just talking about they not like us and repeating it on their social media. Then as soon as a Drake album dropped, they the first ones to report on it. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. They don't care about nothing but their dollar. When it really come down to it, they don't care about nothing but their dollar. But like I said, my review on it, it's a 10 for 10 album for me, bro. Like that's just me being honest, for real. I'm a Drake fan, so you can call me biased all you want. This album was an actually good album, and for his fans, he delivered. You know what I'm saying? Let this junk marinate, because we can do good with this junk for a minute. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's been good music coming out, but it's been nothing on the caliber of this. So far, we'll see. But album of the year, definitely a candidate for sure. Like, Party, Drake, they went in. They went in, and it felt vintage. That's what I loved about it. It felt vintage. We're moving forward, guys. We're moving forward. I wanted to discuss this because I was looking back on it. I want to give him his credit too, since we talking about music. 2 Chainz, man. 2 Chainz has one of the best rebrands in music, bruh. In music history, for sure. Like, if you didn't know, but prior to being 2 Chainz, that was Titty Boy. You know what I'm saying? This Duffel Bag Boy times, bruh. Like, 2 Chainz has rebranded himself. Like, it's a top tier performance, bro. Top tier, because you got his catalog with True Religion, like starting it off with True Religion, then where he's gone from then to now, and the music that he's dropped, bro. Like, come on now, he has classic albums too. He has the trap album. The trap album is definitely a classic. This album right now, he just has out with Larry June as well too. Is up there. Collie Grove with Wayne. Like, 2 Chainz has a very good catalog, and that's my question too as well. What public figures in the music business or in the music industry has the best rebrand? I would say the best rebrands in music have been 2 Chainz, Hitmaker, who was once Young Bird, Gilly for sure, because Gilly was a very good rapper. And on major figures in that time too. Don't get it twisted, but you know, a lot of opportunities didn't come his way because he was blackballed. So his rebrand was amazing with $1 million worth of game. Shout out to what they're doing with their podcast and with their space. They've cultivated a whole fan base and a movement. You know what I'm saying? So like, he's one of them for sure. Like, those 3 that have really rebranded themselves in music, like. And it's hard to do because a lot of times we've seen a lot of people just have hits and be gone. We've seen a lot of people just have hits and be gone the next day. You know what I'm saying? So that 15 seconds of fame, like, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. So like, 2 Chainz, Gilly the Kid, Hitmaker, who was Young Bird before. I feel like they've had a lot of a great rebrand. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. You have this Soulja Boy versus Marlon Wayans beef. One thing that you don't want to do with any Wayans is try to joan or try to roast. And it's really, honestly, what can you really say? You talking about one of the most legendary black families, like in the history, especially in the entertainment industry. How they paved their way, how they've really cultivated a whole space for comedy to be on TV. You know, you talking about and Living Color, you talking about the Wayans brothers, like, you talk about all of the success that they have had in the entertainment industry and how they've implemented comedy throughout their movies, throughout some special TV shows. My Wife and Kids, like Keenan Wayans leading that whole path. Like, they one of them families, and they just got inducted into the NCAACP Image Awards, like Hall of Fame. So they just went into the Hall of Fame for their success. So like, the Wayans brothers, not something that you wanna. There ain't even no problem that you want. And Soulja Boy, he like for what it is. Soulja Boy has done well in his career. No matter what no matter what people will say, no matter what he does out in public, he's done a lot of things in his career. He's helped a lot of people out. He's paved the way for a lot of people, but ain't no comparison to the Wayans or no Marlon Wayans, who's been in the industry for 30 plus years straight, taking over the game, bro. It's like for real. It's like, in a sense, respect your elders in that aspect. In just my opinion, you have something that's going on that I don't think is being talked about enough. Is Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams just signed off for legal documents to get off her guardianship. And Wendy Williams, no matter how you felt about her, when you really look back on everything that has gone on within the past few years, as far as a lot of these conversations about what goes on in the industry behind, way before her time, way before this social media era with bundles of information. She was telling us about these people doing these crazy things way beforehand. And a lot of people looked at her crazy, and it was just like, oh, it's for ratings. And now when you look back on it, now you see everything unfolded. It's like, yeah, they were trying to shut her up. They got her show canceled. everybody was laughing when she had that moment when she fell out, which I just don't think any of this is by circumstance. When you talking about people that, you know what I'm saying, have a certain level of control and power and money, those people can get you wiped off without blinking of an eye. You know what I'm saying? And do it in a way to where they make the public, where it makes it seem like to the public that you're crazy, or you're deranged, or you're going insane, or you know what I'm saying? They can make it seem many different ways. And I just seen the image of Wendy Williams. She was just like at the door. It is so weird because Wendy Williams out of nowhere, and you know, and that's. We can't speak on what's going on behind closed doors, health issues, all that stuff. That's personal stuff. But like, it just never seemed that she was unhealthy until it was a certain point where she was talking about these certain people. And you know what I'm saying? Next thing we know, we never seen Wendy again. That was one of the weirdest things ever. And she's one of the greats in her space. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people right now build their content off of what Wendy Williams was doing. Like I said, no matter if you liked her or not, like it's still sad to see. As far as that going on, like I feel for that situation, especially. You got Cenat, hey, look, under fire right now for you know what I'm saying, essentially exposing what was going on with the Kendrick performance. I feel like at this point we let it go. At this point, let it go, and because regardless of anything, fan bases, they're gonna side who they want to side with. Like it becomes an issue where nobody can voice their opinion. It's going to be an argument no matter what. He's just sitting here saying he's actually been there. He was saying that it did not match what the TV was matching. The audio didn't match, as far as like him stating that you know, they added applause there, or they were adding sound effects to it. It's like, bro, to each his own, because at this point it's like we're gonna continue to be at odds and have division over this topic no matter what. And in the time, this whole situation reminds me of really back to, and I wasn't born then, but I've heard so many stories about the Tupac and Biggie and how it wound it up. And I'm not talking about they are similar to these people. I'm just talking about you have two monumental figures in music or in hip hop in their genre, and they're at odds. So you know the fan bases are going to go back and forth. But it's just like, at this point, enough is enough. Soon I want to do an album review, actually going over each song with my wife. We actually like Drake music and PartyNextDoor music, so this was an album that we wanted to review. We didn't get a chance to, but when we get a chance, I want to make sure you guys tap into that content on Patreon, because this is a good album, and I want to just start doing album reviews, because we talk about music on this pod often. So I definitely want to speak more into that and get into that bag. Hey, for all of you guys that have joined, that are in the comments, in the chat, guys, just make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, follow me. I'm going to follow you back on any social media platforms. Follow you back. I don't believe in just like, let me not follow back. I want to support your content as well too, or whatever you post, just like as you support mine. So let's get that done, man. Let's get that done. Hey, another amazing episode of the Phase On View Podcast, episode 427. Yes, sir. We out.